Goddess Isis. Welcome to part 2. I am sorry I had to do a part 2 because she has so many titles and alternative names and spellings and stuff like that. And the titles I listed 14, but there was a lot more than that. She has like 1,000 titles. She is a very powerful goddess, the powerfulest goddess there is, in my opinion. She is so powerful. This is the second time I did the video because I had to cut it down under 10 minutes. So much to cover. So, in review, we found out that she is goddess of 11 things: abundance, silver land, death, dreams, earth, enchantment, magic, marriage, reincarnation, rituals, and success. As we can see that she is an Egyptian goddess of earth. Very powerful that way. Now, in the Greek or Roman tradition, Gaia is Earth Mother. And in Egyptian, Isis is goddess of earth. And also an interesting thing when you saw her title, she is actually called the complete goddess as well. The reason why is because she is the middle of the maiden mother crone. She is the mother and connects the two halves to her. So that makes her the complete goddess and the divine goddess. And she is also called Great Mother because she never really had children herself. She only adopted children, and the two that she did adopt we will find out about later. Now, I want to tell a little story before I go into her sacred animals. Isis was not always a goddess. She at one time was actually a mortal, but a very powerful witch. Probably the most powerful witch there was in our time. Or you know what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, Ra was in trouble with Seth. Seth mortally injured him, and was actually going to kill a god. He was going to kill Ra to take his place. And Isis found him and said, there is only one way that I can save you. And that is if you give me some of your power to make me a goddess, where I can save you. And so Ra, dying, he gave it to goddess Isis to make her a goddess. And in doing so, she became the most powerful goddess there is. And actually became the female aspect of Ra. And so, there's that aspect. And about, I'm going to list her sacred animals now. Her sacred animals were apes, cats, cows, eagles, geese, hawks, kittens, lions, owls, lambs, scorpions, snakes, sphinxes, swans, and vultures. And as you can see, I list cats and kittens. You're going to be like, hey, what are you doing? That's the same thing. Actually, she was always surrounded by kittens. Much like Basset. But Basset was surrounded by, always had black cats and all kinds of cats around her. But if you look at the older pictures of Isis, Isis is shown with 2 cats beside her. And to me, that is Basset actually protecting her. Since Basset is a protector of God Ra, and Goddess Isis being the female aspect of Ra and a very powerful goddess, I feel that Basset also protects Isis. So, in Isis, however, getting back to the kitten thing, has a special bond with kittens, as well as cats. And she also has a special bond with lions, which is in the same aspect. But the thing I want to get to too is about her wings. As you may not know, as you saw in part 1, the symbols were actually like the nuke, the Egyptian symbol of life that she always carries, and some unique symbols here. Hold on one second. Her symbols such as I guess Bali explained that she is a complete model of the maiden mother crone symbol, the nuke she always carries. She adopted that from her son Anubis, which was the original one to create that symbol. And then the Eye of Ra, of course, and then the pentagram she made. And what gets people is actually the peace symbol, was actually from goddess Isis. And then the wings, I mean, she has a lot of symbols, but the wings is what I want to get to. I feel personally that goddess Isis is actually part angel as well as goddess. I was talking to a friend of mine about that, and angels are not just in one religion. Angels are in many religions. And that angels were actually another thing that the Christians took from us, but I will leave that alone. And that is just what I feel. I would like to know your opinion on that. But, anyhow, her sacred color is green. And she has 14 sacred stones. The first stone is amethyst, aquatic marine, barley, citron, coral, amber, jasper. This one I can't pronounce. Moonstone, pearls, penduct, I'll put that down, rubies, sapphires, and turquoise. And as you will see with four sacred stones, some you cannot find, some you can't even get no more. Like coral is not, you're not allowed to get that at the sea no more. And what's interesting is that a lot of these stones that you see, especially the amethyst, everyone loves amethyst. Amethyst is a very powerful spiritual stone. I am running out of time, but what I want to mention real fast on this is that if you look at the stones that I mentioned, they are stones that you would probably give your mother or your wife, you know, or girlfriend or whatever. And her sacred plants are daddocks, figs, heathor, onions, and Sycamore Tree. And her mother was Nut, mother of the gods. Her father was Geb, chief of the gods. And she was wife of Osiris. Now, Osiris is a very powerful god and is actually a god of death and reincarnation. And she is also a goddess of death and reincarnation. They love each other so. There was a big story about that, but you're going to have to Google it because I'm now out of time. Now, she never actually bare any children, which is why she is called the complete mother, or divine mother. And the children that she adopted and raised was God Horus and God Anubis. Life and death. Think about it. Horus is life, and Anubis deals with death. It's kind of cool. Anyhow, this has been it, and may you have a blessed weekend.